All right, so welcome back once again. In today's episode, we'll be looking at how to validate data using the dependent drop-down list in Excel. So from this table, we can see the different football clubs located in the different countries in Europe, right? And we want to create a survey whereby um, the clubs presented to people is dependent on the country that the club is based in. In other words, if one was to select England as the country that the club is based in, they should only be able to get the football clubs in England as a list to choose from, not that of Spain or Italy or Germany or France or all of them combined together. And we can do so using the data validation tool in Excel and create a dependent drop-down list from that data validation tool. We can go ahead and basically give a name to the range that we'll be using, the cell range that we'll be using. As you can see, I've already given a name to mine. So just make sure that the range that you'll be selecting from or basing your options from will be dependent or is dependent on the subject of that range. In this case, I have named all the football clubs in England after England. You can do so by right clicking, highlighting the range that you want to name, give a name to, right clicking and clicking on the define name option here. Once you do so, you'd be presented with this tiny box and you can just type in the name that you want to give the sale range. I've already done mine, so I don't have to do it again. And as you can see from here, I've named the clubs in Spain after Spain, the clubs in Italy after Italy, and so on and so forth. Now we can go ahead and create this dependent drop-down list using the data validation tool. So from this small table here, we can see that we have country and club. And we want to get the information on the country that the football club is based in. And to do so, we can basically highlight the number of cells that we will be basing our survey on. So basically the quantity. And what you have to do next is click on the data tab at the top here. Once you click on it, you would see this small box here that says data validation. Go ahead and click on it and a small box will pop up. Now, for us to have a list or basically create a list to choose from, we can just select list from this box here. And the source data will be the country that the clubs are based in. Okay. And we can just click enter and okay. So you can see from here that we have created a data validation tool that enables us to choose the country that the club is based in. So if I select England, you see that it works, and Spain, and so on and so forth. Now, what we want to do next is to have the football clubs, the options of football clubs presented to us based on the country or dependent on the country that the club is based in. So if I'm to select England, I should only be able to see the English clubs as a list to choose from. Same way, if I'm to select Spain, I should only be able to see the Spanish clubs as a list to choose from. And we can do so using the same data validation tool, basically highlighting within the quantity that you want to um, have the data in, clicking on the same data validation tab, and likewise clicking on the data validation tool. Now from here, we select list as um, what we want because we want it to be a drop-down list. And the source data, right, will be this. So in essence, what we are saying is that if the cell or if, let's say, Excel algorithm sees England, it should only be able to present to us only the English clubs, right? Now, if I'm to press enter, you will see this. But there's a function or a formula that we have to use in order to get what we want. The dependent option. And we can do so by using the indirect formula. Open parentheses and then close parentheses. Or you can simply just type in indirect, open parentheses, and select this. Now you can see from here that Excel has already basically absolute referencing for us, but we want to remove the dollar signs to ensure that we have a complete drop down whereby each cell will be relative to the cell or the country that the cell is on the same line with. So just go ahead and remove the dollar signs and you would see this, or you would be presented with this. Okay, so indirect. So basically what we are saying is that we want the clubs to be, indirectly, when we select England, we want only the English clubs to be presented to us. And once you click on OK, you would see this. So you can see from here that I have selected England, or I can change it to Italy, right? If I want to select this boss, I should only be able to see the Italian clubs as a list to choose from. And you can see from here, Juventus. Spain, I should only be able to see the Spanish clubs as a list to choose from. Now, if I want to select England, the same thing, I should only be able to see the English clubs as a list to choose from. And this is how to create the data validation tool. The dependent drop-down list using the data validation tool in Excel. Thank you once again, and see you next time.